So the end of this episode was the most interesting to me, and the reason is it really got me thinking. It got my little mouse up here upstairs. It got it turning on its wheel, really thinking about something very specific with the Witch of Yore, right? We know that for the moment, Lise has fended off, or will continue fending off, the Witch of Yore with her passionate love for our boy 𝐒𝐮𝐲. And the end of the episode has the Witch of Yore basically putting a curse on everybody, on this woman and that woman and everybody involved with her, blah, 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 blah. Because the Witch of Yore is pure evil, right? So typically evil doesn't have a motive. She just wants to cause evil and havoc or whatever. Maybe we'll find out motivations later. But where this got my wheel turning is because Endo and Kobayashi, the things we've established so far, is Endo and Kobayashi are, for sake of a better term, they're messing with an alternate universe or an alternate world. They're directly affecting this world through what's perceived as a video game. So that's been established, right? The next thing is we have established that a character, an end boss, a secret ending person, god, whatever, of that world has transcended and is now in the real world because it was depicted in the video game that the alternate world that this god inhabits is our world, or what would be considered Endo and Kobayashi's world. So we've established that. So here's the pickle. Here's the pickle. Can the Witch of Yore also transcend time, space, whatever, to also go and affect Endo and Kobayashi? Is the Witch of Yore more something that they need? Is the Witch of Yore, I want to get this sentence right, is the Witch of Yore more than a worry only for the video game, but also for their actual life, because they're effing around with something that was perceived to be fiction, but is actually, in reality, it's real. These people are real. Some shit could go down, and they could get transported to that world that's also real. That's just something I was really thinking about. You know, I was like, is this plot line going to suddenly transform, or maybe transform, maybe is not the word, but is this plot line going to suddenly take a drastic or dastardly turn? And the Witch of Yore is going to be it's going to be a real worry, not only for the characters that they're assisting, like 𝐒𝐮𝐲 and Fine and Lise and all that, but also for themselves in their current world, because we've established that there's a person from that world in their current world. I just think that that's a crazy concept, and I hope that it goes down that path, because I think that would be really interesting, and I think it was something that I wasn't expecting, that now I'm actively like, ooh, what if they do that? You know, I think that'd be pretty cool. So there's that. The other thing I really enjoyed about this episode is at the end of the episode, we also got Endo and Kobayashi. After Lise and 𝐒𝐮𝐲 finally share their moment, after 𝐒𝐮𝐲 finally says, I love you. Finally, dude. We get the moment where Endo and Kobayashi is thrilled to pieces. She's jumping like a 5-year-old on a sugar high, and she almost eats crap and falls out of her chair or sofa or seat or whatever. Endo goes in, he saves, he's Captain Save-A-Ho. He goes and he saves her, and she lands on him. I don't even know how that science works from the position that they were in. Whatever, though, I'm not a scientist major in any way, shape, or form. Regardless, he lands beneath her, saving her, and they share a very embarrassing moment with each other. And you would hope that their direct effect of this world has made them more aware of love and flirtatiousness and all these things, right? It's like how you can't exactly go and orchestrate someone's confession or their love life, in a smart manner, and when it comes to your own, be completely off base and ignorant. It's just no way that you can have that much awareness, but then lack of awareness when it comes to yourself. Now, a lot of people can be, unself-realized in a way. That can happen, but not that level. You know what I mean? Not to that level. So they have to be aware that, hey, I think we're working here. And one of them just needs to, I think Endo needs to just be like, yo, I like you. Go out with me. Let's make this real, baby girl. Or maybe it's Kobayashi who takes a step. She's like, yo, sup, daddy. I don't care what happens, but one of them needs to take the step. So I really like that. The other thing I really like about the episode as well is I like how we got a new term, which was Tsundere pissed. Tsundere with a Lee, Tsundere Lee, and pissed. It was a Tsundere evolution. I like that as well. And then the main thing here that was another takeaway was just finally 𝐒𝐮𝐲 was able to actually make it very clear that, you know, I love you. You know, he's able to make that very clear. Like, I love you. It's like, okay, finally this dude's able to, like, make it clear. So Lise's not like, oh, he just pities me, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, okay, make it clear, dude. You know what I mean? So he's finally able to make it clear. So that was a really good moment as well. The other thing I enjoyed was 𝐒𝐮𝐲's mom, Elizabeth, went to go talk to the teacher. Teacher's name was Leon, I believe. Leon, something like that. And I was trying to do some mental math here and to figure out how apart they are in age. So here's where I landed. I landed on a range because the anime doesn't do a very good job of telling us their exact ages. But one thing that I did notice, though, is they made it very clear that there was a 17-year gap between the last time Elizabeth and Leon had met or whatever. So I did some mental gymnastic math here, and I put that at the time of them meeting, Leon seemed to be somewhere in the range of 7 to about 12 years old, roughly around that age. As young as 7 to maybe about 12. Elizabeth, 𝐒𝐮𝐲's mom, was somewhere in the ballpark of marrying age, call it 15, maybe 16 years old, to about 22, 23 years old. That's kind of the range of ages that I had there. So roughly, now that they're meeting again 17 years later, I have deduced that our boy Leon is somewhere between the ages of 25 and 30, and Elizabeth is somewhere in the range of 33 to about 40. Somewhere in that ballpark. If I had to guess, I would say Leon is probably about 27, just assuming he was 10. And I would roughly say that Elizabeth is probably about 35. That's probably the guess that I would say. So I would say that they're roughly about 8 to 10 years apart between each other. Can love still brew there? Absolutely. The problem is that 𝐒𝐮𝐲's mom was incredibly in love with August, which was 𝐒𝐮𝐲's dad, which is Lise's dad's brother. So, you know, she was incredibly in love with him. But, you know, hey, it's been 16 years, 15 years, something like that, 16, 17 years, you know. So it's like, there's a chance here for Leon, but it's a huge uphill battle, not only because she's older, but because she is still madly in love with this August guy. But anyways, I enjoy that drama and juiciness there as well. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to hit like before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, my friends. Have a good weekend.